Hello class, Professor Bloom here. This lecture focuses on Chapter 1, Introduction to Kinesiology. So what is kinesiology? Kinesiology is generally regarded as the discipline that focuses on human physical activity. People learn about kinesiology in 3 different ways. We focus on physical activity experience, the scholarship of physical activity, and professional experience in physical activity. These are the 3 sources of knowledge about kinesiology that our textbook is organized and focuses on. In midterm number 1, chapters 1 through 3, we're going to focus on physical activity experience and learning all about that. Chapters 4 through 10 will focus on the scholarship of physical activity, and that will be the focus of midterm number 2. And then at the end of our course, we're going to focus on professional experience in physical activity. And to learn that, you guys are going to form groups and do a group paper on different careers in physical activity and the study of kinesiology. So interest in the discipline of kinesiology has really grown. And the number of undergraduates majoring in kinesiology has increased by 50%. It's one of the fastest growing majors in higher education, and that's for a variety of different reasons. There's a lot of career opportunities with the expansion of sport and exercise, and there is a shifting from what used to be an emphasis of physical activity and teaching teachers and coaches and the study of physical education. And now the study of kinesiology is much more science-based and science-focused in the study of movement in the human body and how it performs and how to create optimal performance. Kinesiology is a discipline, and a discipline is a body of knowledge organized around a certain theme or focus that learned people consider worthy of study. That body of knowledge is about physical activity. A subdiscipline in kinesiology is often related to a broader, more established parent discipline, such as psychology, physiology, sociology, biology, history, or philosophy. And as I said, chapters 4 through 10 are going to focus on the subdisciplines of kinesiology, and we're going to study and learn a little bit more about those subdisciplines, and that'll be the focus of midterm number 2. So these relationships mean that kinesiology students have to develop a working knowledge of the language and the theories and the conceptual frameworks of a number of major disciplines that cross over and learn to apply them to physical activity. So, what are the 3 sources of knowledge of kinesiology? Physical activity experience, the direct personal experience watching or performing physical activity, scholarly study, the research, the reading, the studying, discussing theories or practical applications with colleagues, and professional practice centered in physical activity. And that's work or volunteer activities where one applies our physical activity concepts. What is physical activity? The technical definition is activity that is intentional, voluntary, or directed toward achieving an identifiable goal. The technical definition does not include human movements that are involuntary or performed aimlessly and without a specific purpose. So here are some examples of physical activity. kicking a soccer ball, exercising, mowing the lawn. And here's some examples of human movement that is not physical activity. Somebody breathing, a woman twirling her hair aimlessly, or your reflexes. Is all movement physical activity? The answer to that question is no. Movement is essential for physical activity to take place, but movement itself, it's not physical activity. For example, blinking your eyes and breathing are not consciously controlled. Nervously drumming your fingers on a table is not aimed at a specific goal. Therefore, these do not meet the technical definition. Is all physical activity movement? And the answer to that is yes. Some of the general categories of physical activity are dance, exercise, fundamental movements, sport, and therapy. The three subcategories of exercise are training, health-related, and cosmetic exercise. Exercise, sport, and fundamental movements get the most attention. Sport requires competency in multiple fundamental movements, as well as training to improve performance. We're going to spend a lot of time in this class discussing potential careers. And an undergraduate degree in kinesiology can be the starting point for many different physical activity careers. So some questions that you might ask yourself are, what areas of study and careers seem most interesting to you right now? Ask yourself how prepared you are at this point for a career as a physical activity professional, and what steps do you still need to take to make sure you're prepared to be successful. As you can see, there are a lot of careers that are grounded in kinesiology. From the bachelor's level, getting a bachelor's degree in kinesiology might be the pathway to a career as a physical education teacher or coach, or a fitness leader, personal trainer, strength and conditioning specialist, maybe a career in some type of sport management or administration, or health promotion and wellness. And then many students with bachelor's degrees in kinesiology go on to more focused areas of study in graduate school, and they work on getting their master's degree or their EDD or PhD in kinesiology, and they specialize in a variety of different subfields like biomechanics or exercise physiology, measurement and statistics, motor learning control, pedagogy, public health, sports history, management, philosophy, psychology, sociology. Or in a related field like athletic training or sports medicine, chiropractic care, medicine, nutrition, and dietetics, occupational therapy, physical therapy, physician assistant, podiatry, public health, sports law. So there's a lot of different career options and areas of study that you can focus on that start with an undergraduate degree in kinesiology. When this slide presentation is over and you're done watching this lecture, make sure that you click on the link to take the Chapter 1 lecture quiz. And in there you're going to need to put a password. And the password for that quiz is holistic. HOLISTIC. Whoops, excuse me. Sorry about that. Note to self, turn your phone on silent before you start recording your lecture. So your password is holistic, and that leads us to the last point that we want to talk about today, which is the holistic nature of kinesiology. Because kinesiology is a study of physical activity that affects not just the body, but it also looks at the mind, the emotions, and the values of performers, and that's what makes it holistic. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind when we're talking later on in the semester about kinesiology, just the holistic nature of it. All right, and that is the end of our Chapter 1 lecture.